I have to say that in my family, both my mother and my grandmother, they are very good at gardening and plants in general. So every once in a while, I used to help them out, and it was a lot of fun. But I didn't really feel that much attached to that process, I guess.
I remember growing up in the Bronx in the 30s, that's 1930s, and we had not many because my parents were immigrants. We had maybe 2, tops 3 plants. And my mother used to say, since it was my job to water them, my mother would say, "Sandy, the plant is thirsty," which I thought strange because thirsty is a person, but she gave that human quality to the plant, and then I knew I had to water it.
Every honeybee filled with jealousy when they see you out with me. I don't blame them, my goodness knows. Honeysuckle rose.
When I'm at work, there are no flowers in the office, and most of my day is spent staring at a glowing screen or two. And you can feel really disconnected from the real world around you. So when I take a step away and I go get lunch, or the day is finished and I take a step outside, it's really refreshing to be able to look around and breathe in fresh air and see flowers growing around you. And it kind of revitalizes you after being drained in front of technology for the entire day.
In my life, if there would be no plants, I don't see to why to live. Like, no smell, no colors, it's not even about those things you can describe. It's even just things that just the feeling that it gives you, the peace.
Flowers have a very, very large role as in our lives as human beings, from biological to visual, also the smell that they emit. People who can't see, well, they can certainly interact and enjoy flowers through their smell or sense of touch. Obviously, from a nature standpoint, they provide oxygen, plants do in general, that we need in order to live on this planet. But it's more than that.
My father passed away less than 15 days ago. And I remember that I could not be there for his funeral. And I asked my mother which clothes did she choose. She said that, I chose these clothes and that clothes, but she said that his body was all covered by flowers. And somehow after that I felt in peace because I knew that my father was beautiful and covered by flowers. So yes, that's my story.
I think it's almost spiritual. A plant signifies life, and life needs to be cared for. Water, air, earth, caring. And that's something that's almost poetic and spiritual for me, and I think for many people.
If you think about a flower, it's this little, fragile, basically defenseless to anything because it's just there and it can't really move. And so people would step on it and not really care. But my grandma, when we would do that, my grandma would get really mad at us because she knows how much time and nurture and water and sun and nights and days passing it takes for a flower to grow.
Some people are really good at taking care of flowers and sustaining them. Some people are not so great. I think it's not easy when you live in a big city and you're really busy running around and you work a lot. Sometimes you obviously forget to do things, right? So you can forget to water it, you forget for a couple of days and then you overwater it.
Our lives are so busy. We have so much to do, just taking care of ourselves, where we live, our families and friends. So I think something that automatically could set it up and help us would be an excellent addition to our lives.
If there were no flowers on the planet, aside of the world being very gray or just lacking color and being dry, the world will be a lot less romantic.